Hello and welcome back. So I found out that, I was talking on the Discord of the Unity Discord, the Dots channel specifically, and someone mentioned about translation and whether to do physics velocity or translation. Then I realized I should probably be using physics velocity instead of translation for tracking stuff. Apparently that's common knowledge for Unity also, but I'm still kind of new to Unity and 3D in general. So anyway, I will try and figure out a way to do tracking via the physics velocity. So I remember my system before had a lerp. Actually, probably a better way would be setting a rotate to component and system, and then it rotates to position, and then a velocity to thing. I guess we'll just make that. Although I probably should be doing that later. I should probably do the other stuff that's like attaching the body and stuff. So I'll just put it to do physics velocity toward position. Maybe I should make a target system instead, where it targets an entity, gets its position, and then another system will handle the moving towards and rotating towards. Well, let's do that. Target system, target component, and then move towards target, physics velocity towards target. Yeah, I should just make a target system. And if it has a certain tag, it'll do that sort of targeting thing. ECS target component. Oh yeah, on the timer, I should connect my quest. So I'm just on Discord right now, and I think I figured out a way to do physics velocity. Well, theoretically. So get direction of target object of the head. Actually, this is probably going to be my target system thing. Well, I'm just going to type it anyway. Get the direction of the head and set velocity to set speed. Multiply the magnitude of the direction by speed and put that value to linear velocity. But I'm going to just make a target system. I probably won't even need this anymore because I just put an entity to follow. I just have to make a system that copies the values of the head and the hands. Like no offsets, just tracking heads and hands separately. And then entity will follow the heads and hands, I think. I don't have the right words for it, but I somewhat know what I'm doing now. Somewhat. I hope. So target, entity, target, public. Now what else do you need to know? Should get the read only. Should get this component as read only. I guess I just need a target and that's it. Then there's a system that will get the target. Oh, no point overcomplicating it. So there's a target. And then we make a system move towards target with a component move towards, translate towards. So make a translate towards and a velocity towards. Actually, let's rename it something else. So I want a system that copies a position. I want a system that translates, interpolates to a position. And I want a system that uses physics velocity towards a system, towards a target. So if Unity, well, my computer, if it stops lagging, I'll be able to make these files. It's ECS physics towards target. I guess I'll put rotation and linear velocity for that because they're the same component. Then I'll make another one. ECS. What do I call the other one again? Translate. Oh my god. Could you stop doing that, Unity? I'm trying to type something and it just stops. It did it again. It just stopped. And now it's going to create a file with the wrong name. You know what? I'm just going to rename it and finish it off later. And put the name in the class because it's going to be messed up. and now Unity is just freezing again. This is annoying. I'm in this window. Stop re-importing and scanning. Oh my god, like every second it just wants to check if there's any changes. I guess I have to keep on typing or else it'll stop. ECS copy translation target. ECS copy rotation to target when it types. So for some reason Unity is trying to reload all the assets or do the scanning thing that it always does. As you can see here, it's showing this every time, which means that it's scanning every time I do a rename, I guess, or create a new file. Oh wait, it's actually copy target rotation system, and I named this wrong. It should be copy target translation system. No, please stop Unity. I want to get something done today. Stop reloading the assets every second. Where is it? Is there any setting to stop that? Guess not. Copy target translation system. ECS interpolate to target translation. I typed too slow and it re-imports. Actually, this can just be lerp, slurp and lerp. Slurp towards... I think that's all the systems I need. I'm just gonna open my code editor now, because Unity is being too slow. Why is it all messed up? That should be working. There we go. Really? Have to restart OmniSharp. So I'm gonna make components for each of these. So public struct, copy target rotation. And these are just tags. Alright, so let's just do these now. So this one should be done. All of these should be done update before type of physics step. Unity.physics.system.step. Pretty sure I need to do that for all of those. Why is this messing up again? I mean, that should be fine. I don't know why it's all being bugged and stuff. OmniSharp, what are you doing? That's why. Maybe that's why? Because it was the wrong project. Man, what the hell's wrong with OmniSharp? This should all be fine. Isn't it just target? Get target translation. Now, how do I get their translation? In a safe way. Oh yeah, if it's read-only, anything can read it. Multiple threads can read the same thing. So I guess it's fine if I do... what was it? I'm starting to forget ECS world. I don't know if this... I shouldn't really be using stuff like this. Maybe I should make another system which gets the target translation and rotation. Let me look at my old project from the CodeMonkey tutorial. So it has to be an iJob for each with entity instead of just a for each, because I can't grab the component data in a job, otherwise it's messed up. There'll be a lot of issues. And then there's int index, entity, int. Then we have to do a lot of finding. Let's make a native array translation target translation query. I'm not too well versed in queries. Oh, so I just need this. So from the query, you'll get all the translation. From the query, you'll get all the entities with these two, and gets the translation and puts it in an array. That only gets the that gets the translation of the object that has it, not the object, the target object. So we need to get the translation of the target object. Maybe somewhere here it shows it. Maybe we can do it in reverse. So we get all the entities that has a copy target and a translation. So this is not the target. This will be entities to move. Now I need to try and get the value of the target. This seems overcomplicated. Alright, I'm just going to do it the easier way. So target translation, and then this is going to be float 3 target translation. Name this. Then I'm going to have a system that updates the targets. Alright, so let's break it down. So what does an entity need? What does the entity to move need? Entity to move needs a target translation. Cannot be obtained from the job in a job. Do get move moves. I'm just going to ignore these underlines because it's bullshit. This shouldn't be wrong. This is all correct. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll update the target translation and rotation. Don't know if there's a better way to do this. I feel like this is the most flexible way I could think of right now. I might have to re-import. I guess I'll just re-import this folder, and then that might fix all these. I feel like I don't even need to use... I can't use jobs when copying all these values. Because essentially I'm doing the same thing in here if I copy the values. I honestly have no idea. I'll just start it. Oh, maybe I can do it this way. I guess it's read only. Oh no, we need to set that. No, that one. Query to entity array for each. Yeah, I don't think I could do this with a job. So there's probably a bad way to do it. No, wait. I can put the native arrays into it instead of translation. There has to be a better way than this. I'm gonna take a break and think about it while taking a break, because I can get an array of the targeted translation, but I can't get an array of... I can't get the targeted entities translation without doing some weird stuff, some inefficient stuff. So I have to mark entities as targeted and then give the entities and link them somehow. I don't know. It's a lot of logic, and yeah, I just don't know. I'm just gonna eat, think it over. Hopefully I come up with something.